hosts, the Bay Area Brawler, Skylar Greenberg, and your Colonial champion, Sean McCoy. Welcome to the Court-Martail Podcast!
Happy birthday! Well, it's actually not our birthday, but welcome to episode 200, which is effectively a birthday of the Court-Martail Podcast. Get hyped, get excited, get thrilled, get ready to rumble. But that's also a different program and a different website. We are here on YouTube for the Court-Martail Podcast, episode 200. I am your Colonial champion, Sean McCarty, bringing you all of WrestleMania Night 2. WrestleMania Sunday. And I am not alone, because I am here with, as always, the man of the hour, the man with the power, too sweet to be sour. He is the Bay Area Brawler, the two-time announced on one program, but we'll get to that in just a second. Skylar Greenberg, how you doing, buddy?
You also forgot the master of background noise, because every single time we seem to record, something happens around my neighborhood, and it takes all the energy from the show.
Yes, well, you know what? You're just so, you're global, Skylar. You're global. We go into airplane hangars. We travel underwater. We go to Italy. We have been everywhere with you, Skylar. You take us on. We've been to the bathroom with you, Skylar. We've been everywhere with you. We've been everywhere. But speaking of someone who's got cameras in every one of those locations, it is a totally awesome podcast zone. Simulcasting, still lasting like an everlasting gobstopper, the Willy Wonka of your Willy, JoshAgeddon. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I was wonking the whole time you were going through that, but welcome back to the podcast you're already listening to, the Totally Awesome Podcast.
As your Totally Awesome Podcast listeners are like, are we having a stroke right now? Did we already
I'm not
hear
gonna
all this?
lie, I've never been more concerned about how I'm going to approach editing something.
Folks,
as I am as the longer this podcast goes on.
Folks, if you are somehow confused of the Court-Martail Podcast, we are doing this recording on the same night that we did the podcast for WrestleMania Saturday, night one of WrestleMania 42. So we have just continued on through the Totally Awesome Podcast, even though this is probably airing either the same night or a day later than the first podcast on the Court-Martail Podcast. Because even though I like to think that we have like a lot of the same listeners, we do have some uniquely different audiences sometimes. So welcome back, or welcome to still being here as we just warp the fabric of time.
And the best part is that right now, even as we speak, Monday Night Raw is happening. So you may or may not get some spoilers. Well, I mean, it's not going to be spoilers by the time this comes out. But you're going to get some results of what WWE's booking is going.
Take it on me, what's happening on
Later.
As Dane Cook once said, excuse me, I'm fucking bleeding from the ears here. Can you turn the main down a notch, Skid Row?
I remember you using that exact line on me not too long ago. Well, actually, it was several years ago.
It was several years ago. We've been doing this for almost 10 years here now. Almost 10 years, bro. 2017 was our first review. And here we are at episode 200 of the Court-Martail Podcast.
Deaf yet.
Not yet, but our listeners, on the other hand, may have told another story. But now it is WrestleMania Night 2. What was your overall thoughts of WrestleMania Night 2, Mr. Skylar Greenberg?
Well, we're on to Night 2. Arguably the stronger night, arguably the better night, because let's be honest, Sunday is better than Saturday, as the Lord once said.
Is that a quote?
I mean, he did kick his feet up and relax on that day.
Yes, Genesis.
And that's what we all did, is that we all kicked up our feet, relaxed, and watched men and women beat each other up, as we all should.
As we all do. Even though we say we're not going to, we always go back.
Dinners. Like, if your family's beating each other up, call 911.
Or at least record it and shout World Star a lot.
Those are both apparently valid options in this world, ladies and gentlemen. So, You know, Maury's retired
those are
now,
your only two options.
but you know, in any case, what were your what did you say your overall thoughts were about this night? You said strong, fierce, and strong.
I think Skylar's still recovering from what I just said.
Well, Josh, again, why don't you tell us what you think about this night, Mania Night 2 of 42?
I thought night 1 was fine. Night 2, 2 matches in, had already blown night 1 out of the water. This made night 1 feel like a pre-show.
Yeah.
It makes me angry that I watched it because I remember saying that they can't vote. So, yeah, night 2 was more like it. The whole time I was watching night 2, I was like, yeah, this is more like it. Yeah, this is more like it.
It felt more like WrestleMania, like actual WrestleMania matches and actual card stuff development that feels important versus night 1, which felt like a filler episode.
Yeah. It felt like a Monday Night Raw that was randomly interrupted by a WrestleMania match and then right back to Monday Night Raw until we got to SmackDown being awful at the very end.
Well, this Mania Night 2 for me was... I'll say the last thing I said, right as the last thing I wrote down. Normally I say that at the end, but I'm going to say it at the beginning. Just when I think I'm out, they find a way to reel me back in. Fuck.
Man, this company is the abusive girlfriend.
It really is, yeah. No, I literally hate myself because of how great this show was.
Dude, hey, Sean, the first night of WrestleMania is going to suck, but the second night's going to be awesome. Bitch, right. I'm in.
Yeah, I know. This
the frustrating thing about WWE.
It is.
Just when you're about to give up, they remind you that they have a brain somewhere.
And it's just...
It's like taking drugs, honestly.
And I hate it. And I love it.
Yeah.
And I hate it. I just love it and I hate it at the same time.
And meanwhile, you're just like, then you pick one. Either be great or suck. Pick one.
Oh,
it's like a never-ending tennis match, like Maria Sharapova. Stop. Just either be good or be bad.
Wait, Sean. Something amazing has happened. Joshua correctly said the name of a female athlete.
Yeah, it can happen.
Because it's a meme. It's a meme, and it makes me laugh.
But, like, you said the name of a female athlete. There may be a god.
Well, you got mate right because female tennis players are pretty hot. Although none of them have tits as big as Stephanie McMahon. But yeah, night 2 was pretty good.
Well, let's bless you. Let's start with Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar.
Speaking of big titties,
what is our lives? Mania is literally what's happening on this program, as it is Oba Femi versus.
But yeah,
Brock
we
Lesnar.
see John Cena. He opens the show, and I will say this: the stage that they had set up for night 2 looked better than night 1. I like the blue more than the red.
yeah, the blue helped a lot.
Yeah, I would agree. And D does welcome to WrestleMania and does another big soundbite for them to use in their archives for Kingdom Come. And so Oba Femi comes in and he is over as hell. But damn, that is a long way to go for that jog.
Dude, seeing like thousands of people do the Oba Femi strut, yeah, and the fact that literally it's so funny to me and awesome at the same time that his entrance music is partially the crowd. You know what I mean? Because like them chanting Oba to his music is literally his music. It's great. And yeah, he's so over.
And this Brock comes out. I mean, once he got closer to the ring, he kind of gave up on the jog and just got to the ring. And, okay. Please, I am begging the WWE. Please make Alicia Taylor either change her hair or her occupation. I don't care which.
Well, here's the thing. On this edition of What the Fuck Did Alicia Taylor Do to Her Hair? Did she go outside, grab all the fentanyl needles from the homeless, and suck it in her hair?
Wow.
Like, did she fall into a glue factory and just got stuck to all the things as she was coming out of the glue machine?
I was going to say she stuck her finger in a light bulb socket, but...
did Alicia Taylor get too much of Montez Ford's EST and it got stuck in her hair?
Well, I think she's been flying kites in the rain like Benjamin Franklin.
My thing is,
with keys
once again,
attached to
second
them.
night in a row, we have a heel taking the microphone from her in the most baby-face way possible.
Well, and this was, Brock came in and, hey, you know what this match had that none of the matches on night one had? A collar and elbow tie-bow.
Tie-up. There were several on night two.
Karate. No, a collar and elbow tie-up. I misspoke, but yes, it was great to see. I'm sorry, Josh, again, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that there were several collar and elbow tie-ups on the night.
I know, it was so, at that alone, just seeing a collar and elbow tie-up alone, I'm like, all right, this show's going to be good. This show's going to be sizably better than night one. Yeah. And this match, Lesnar is so fucking smart. Because I guarantee you he's the one who put this match together. And that is, this is what, yes, go on.
Do you know who produced this match?
Jason Jordan.
Paul Heyman.
Oh, well, yeah, duh. Because he's there.
Yeah, Paul. And apparently, according to sources, I don't know how believable they are, but this whole thing, from Oba accepting the open challenge several weeks ago, this whole feud was basically Brock and Paul Heyman's idea.
Yeah.
Who putting him over as strong as they did.
And boy, did they.
Okay. Paul Heyman is a genius. Like, yeah, we get that.
Yes.
Brock Lesnar has done everything in his power to make Oba Femi look good in every segment before the show start and during this match. They sold the danger of Oba Femi better than anybody else.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the shoulder thrusts that Brock got into the corner are the only offense he's gotten at all versus Oba the entire feud to get to this point. As then we get a run into the already removed steps on Oba, and then we get and stop me anytime. We get
the first thing that Brock does is that he gets overpowered by Oba. He goes to the outside and is selling the frustration. He does the one thing and pulls him into the ropes, then uses the steel steps, then uses the ring post. Like, Brock Lesnar's so good.
I've never seen someone get Irish whipped into a already messed up steel steps before, so that looked a little dangerous. But what made me pop is when Brock was walking around conversing with Paul Heyman, all of a sudden a giant arm grabs Brock by the hair like he's a little bitch.
Yeah.
And pulls it, and I was like, bro.
And
you had me with the collar and elbow tie-up. You're damn near going to give me an orgasm if you keep pulling my hair like this.
Well,
Brock's hair like this.
Well, and Brock got out of it.
Joshua, my God, please don't say that again.
This was so good. This whole match was fantastic.
And then the Germans.
So now I know Joshua's kink is getting his hair pulled. Great.
Well, Brock specifically.
Well, nobody knows kinks.
Yeah, you want Brock Lesnar to pull your hair. Goddamn, of course.
Well, nobody knows kinks like the Germans, and Brock gave a few to Oba Femi. As then there were two running elbows to Brock. That then the finish of this match was perfect. Absolutely picture, but like you could not have. It was perfect. Brock gets the F5. Oba kind of half sells. It's not a no sell, but it's a half. It's not like Ultimate Warrior to Triple H at WrestleMania 12.
It's not like it has no effect. It's like, oh, that hurt, but I'm pissed.
But I'm good and I'm pissed. And Oba then gets back up, hits the sit-up powerbomb, and wins decisively. It was fucking perfect.
I was stunned, dude. Like, This was the match I was the most concerned about. Do you know the last time I was this concerned about a match was?
WrestleMania 40.
Cody and Roman WrestleMania 40. Because I was like, all you have to do is have Cody win. And I was convinced that they were going to have Roman win. And I'm glad I was wrong. With this, they had done everything perfectly thus far. And I was like, but the most WWE thing they could possibly do is have Brock win at the end. And I'm not a betting man because I suck at gambling and I just don't think it's a good idea in the first place. But I would have told them.
We're in Vegas.
I don't
And
give
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
You need to take that attitude and apologize to New Orleans. But I would have lost money tonight because I was convinced that Brock was winning this match. Once again, WWE proves that sometimes they have a brain. They have a functioning prefrontal cortex sometimes. I wish it was a little bit more consistent. I'm just like this was both amazing and infuriating. And I'm just like, WWE, that right there. If you did the right thing like this more often, you would be selling out shows. Your shows would be better. Morale would be up. Fan interest would be up. Just make good stuff and the people will come to watch it.
It's not difficult. It's really not difficult.
I wish WWE was more consistent. That's all I'm saying.
Well, but I think that I've been shot repeededly. As excuse me 1 second as I tend to this wound.
I was about to say I've been scalped.
Lipstick in my Valentino bag?
No, okay. All right, I guess I'm fine now. Anyway, but the thing is it's selective because, like you said, Paul and Brock have control over what they do. And the difficulty is, unless Paul Heyman is really taking care of Obafemi, which I would not hate, but if you gotta be, it's circumstantial who's really good at putting together what and for who. You know, and the agents, at least there's at least some level of not shittery in some of WWE's booking as evidenced on this whole night, as it can be consistent when they want. The thing is, they're just not inspired for a lot of people. They show who they're really inspired for, and it's not always consistent them getting an inspired angle to work with or an inspired match that isn't interfered with by TKO to some degree or to the millionth degree. But this was top to bottom. If the main event had not been on this show, this would have been my bar none match of the year candidate. Because of how quick it was, how simple it was, but how everybody got everything they needed out of it. Everybody looked great for it. And then, now, what do you think, boys? Do you think that Brock is really done? Or do you think that this is a kind of a last WrestleMania for Brock, but he's going to have that one final match against Gunther down the road?
What I would like to see, and I don't know if they're going to do this or not, I think after we're done drinking this milkshake, I think that Brock is like faux retired, and they're going to make it a storyline where Gunther already has a favor with Paul Heyman because they're doing the favor thing again, except with Gunther and Paul Heyman. That's the whole reason we got the Seth Rollins match with Gunther. So I think Gunther at a point is going to want the return on his investment. He's like, what I want from you, Paul Heyman, as payment is I want a match with Brock. And Paul Heyman is going to be like, but he's retired. And then we're going to have Gunther like cutting promos, insulting Brock, basically trying to lure him out. And then Gunther's going to put Paul Heyman in the sleeper. And then Gunther's going to come, and then Brock is going to come back, save Paul Heyman. And then we're going to get Brock's last match against Gunther at SummerSlam. That's what I would do.
Especially since SummerSlam this year is in Minneapolis, which is his hometown.
Yes. I think that's what they should do. And it's what they might do. Are they doing it? I have no idea.
Yeah, it's honestly anybody's guess what they're going to do. And you never know. They could pull it out of Minneapolis and decide they're going to do SummerSlam in Vegas again. You know, and just run this back. Just for the fuck of it.
Every single Raw, every single SmackDown. Vegas, baby, Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Every show.
Yeah. And
I would be okay if Vegas was the one place that, like, got nuked first.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great time to say Oba.
No.
We're gonna use Oba's tip of the cowboy hat, and we're just gonna duck right on out of this segment, and we're just
Hey
gonna.
guys,
Wait.
What do you guys think?
Ignore.
Hey Skylar, this is what Skylar thinks of Las Vegas.
Yeah, agreed. Especially the Golden Knights. Fuck the Vegas Golden Knights. But really, as much as this may be Brock's last match, it's a hell of a match to go out on. What's the sky for Oba Femi? Like, what can he do?
This dude could literally, like, replace Cody Rhodes.
He just might.
Here's the thing: is he the new Brock Lesnar?
That's what they wanted. They literally called him the next big thing.
It depends. Are they going to push him the way that they pushed Brock? Is he going to get a championship this quickly? Which I think the people would accept at this point, given the way that this match went. I think they've naturally pushed him into the main event position.
Part of me is a little hesitant because I don't want them to do, like... I don't want this to be like... It's different, but... I don't want them to Stephanie Vaquer him where they give him way too much gold way too soon. Because I feel like that was kind of becoming an issue with Stephanie Vaquer. I don't want that to happen to Oba Femi.
Well, but where do you draw the line now? I mean, because now he's got to take that win with Brock and have, when he loses, really mean something. But I think he's still on the ascent. I would have
him... If it were me, I would have him take the Intercontinental title from Penta at Backlash. And have that for a little while, and then move on and maybe win King of the Ring. And then win, or something like that.
Give him the Intercontinental Championship or the United States Championship. Let him run as a mid-card champion and dominate the mid-card. And then maybe have him win the Royal Rumble next year.
And have him lose the Intercontinental or U.S. title in a triple threat where he's not pinned.
Right. There are ways that they can get Oba over.
Yeah, it's very strange because I almost would put the world title on him at SummerSlam. To tell you the truth, especially...
You think he's above the Intercontinental title at this point?
To beat Brock Lesnar that succinctly, I mean, Brock has never done a job like that except to Goldberg, who was already long established during the Brain Rot era. But to put over someone like Oba Femi that succinctly, where an F5 ain't mean nothing, that has to mean something more than a mid-card belt. I think Brock means too much. I almost would go beyond that. Just this is me talking. I would almost have him beat Cody. And have him beat, that way you could leave Roman Reigns to do that and save that match for a WrestleMania and say that some other way that Oba loses the belt or of some way that there's involving fuckery of some description from a heel. But I would almost put a world title on him. Or wait and just have him mow people over and have him be a special attraction and then have him win a title. But I don't know if I think he's past mid-card belts at this stage. In my view.
There's a lot of directions that they can go with Oba Femi, and it will be fascinating to see. And one last joke for the road. Has Oba Femi avenged all the black wrestlers that have lost to Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because can we put to rest after especially night 2, this whole Triple H hates black people nonsense?
Yeah, I never
Bro.
understood that.
Because people
Well, that's
are stupid.
Well, MVP is the big one that kind of like was a proponent of that.
Well, because MVP's an idiot.
Well,
Yes, but
well, speaking
Brock
of
Lesnar
idiots,
just lost to the biggest one of them all.
well, speaking of idiots, Lee Fitting, I must point out a issue here. Right as they got the shot of the boots, as they're about to fade to black, Lee Fitting, or the cameraman, I don't know who it was, fucks up the focus and blurs the video right before they fade to black. I'm like, you missed the shot of the boots. Come on, dude. Come on. And
how much does it hurt the film major to see basic filmmaking techniques fail badly like this?
I mean, I understand that, like, mistakes happen, right? But it's WrestleMania. Come on, dude. Come on.
It's supposedly the best of the best.
Everybody on your best behavior. Well, speaking of best behavior, it's time for an Intercontinental Championship matchup with ladders upon ladders upon ladders upon ladders upon ladders.
And now it's Skyler's turn to go back to the grocery store because he didn't watch this.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I like Penta. I like Rey Mysterio. Y'all have fun with this. I've already seen enough furniture. I don't need to see more furniture, and I don't need to see more potentially life-threatening or career-ending moves. I'm good. Although I did see the one that everybody's talking about because fucking social media. So you guys talk about it.
Well, did you like the surprise furniture with Finn Balor and Dom later? Because that was a surprise to me. But I guess
anyways, you guys go to the hardware store. I'm gonna go take a massive dump.
Well, Skyler, you are a massive dump, but I love you anyway. That was
love you too, baby.
I'm
gonna let
disturbed.
Sean go first.
I'm disturbed.
Sean, are you jealous? Do you want to join this three-way?
Jealous? Just if it's a three-way, I'm already involved.
Yeah.
I'm already been roped into this.
Yeah, no, it's you, it's me, Joshua, and the ladders. Do you want to make this a four-way?
Oh.
Yeah, or we can make it a five-way by involving the band Disturbed.
Oh, god damn. Okay. Listen.
So, Sean, your thoughts on this match?
I get stupefied sometimes by the two of you. Don't test my disturbed knowledge. I've got, well, actually, I do have a limit. I'm mostly into their older stuff. But anyway, that's a Super Jam session discussion. Well.
Play the Super Jam session intro.
You know what? That was worth doing. Okay, it's a surprise ladder match because I said, I know a couple of days ago, I said I wasn't going to watch this match because it was a ladder match and it's everything Skylar just said, but all of that. I said that, but mockingly and in a sarcastic tone. And here's the thing. I got through watching the rest of the show and said, you know what? I'm in such a good mood. I'm going to go back and watch this. At 1.5 speed, of course. But I must admit, this was not for me. But it was probably fun for those who like it. And it had the right result. So I decided to say, let's see if I can make a giggle out of this. And the first thing that happened is that I got quite sad. Because neither Dragon Lee nor JD McDonough nor Rusev got an entrance on television.
That made me laugh hysterically.
It's like, well, I know who is not winning this match already.
My immediate reaction was, these are the three jobbers.
Look at these losers.
Wait, hold on. They gave jobber entrances to some of the people?
No, they gave no entrances to these people. The camera came back up.
Rusev and Dragon Lee did not get a WrestleMania entrance. They were just in the ring already.
Rusev was pacing on the outside like, I am worthless.
Die. It was so funny.
Rusev, this poor fucking guy. This dude can just not catch a break anywhere.
Well,
At least he got to WrestleMania, though. Like, at least he's cashing a check.
Yeah.
Well, we get into the whole rigmarole as Sean goes through his notes and suffers along with something that he's just not super into. It's just not his cup of tea. It's just not his thing, you know?
I didn't hate it. It's just not my thing.
I love this match. I thought that this was a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, because you love playing with metal, you damn abuser.
Well, I like Twisted Metal, you fuck.
I also like Twisted Metal.
But I will say one thing about this ladder match that really stood out to me. This didn't so much feel like a contrived, coordinated, we're going to do this and this and this and then that and try not to die. This kind of felt like, this felt more spontaneous. You know what I mean? It felt more like a bunch of guys fighting. There was a lot of the guys are going to be outside the ring selling a lot while two people are in the ring doing stuff. But it felt more of a struggle than other ladder matches I've seen.
Well, and I also added to that, there were a lot of typical 6-person ladder spots that were not in this match that also made it rather refreshing to watch. Like, even though this wasn't for me, there were certain, like, I don't know, I guess cliches that have come typical with modern ladder matches in WWE, especially these multi-man kinds, that we didn't see, like having the 6 people on the 3 ladders all fighting for the like they didn't do a lot of that. Like, and so I guess kind of to that point, it didn't feel nearly as formulaic as these tend to feel. You know,
let me put it this way. It didn't feel as formulaic as Drew and Fatu felt in their unsanctioned street fight Extreme Rules No Holds Barred match.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. But then comes Deadpool Mysterio.
Yeah.
And I loved that because I'm like, who else is he gonna be? He's been everybody. He was like, all right, Deadpool works.
I mean, he could be legal.
I don't know how to respond to that. Well, speaking of
canceled.
Speaking of Outworld, Penta came in as Shao Kahn. That is as good a transition as you're gonna get out of that. But I
don't understand the joke that was attempted, but an attempt was made. Okay, this was both super cool and super funny. What was more difficult for Penta to do in this match? Win and retain the championship
or hold the mask
without the helmet falling off of his head?
I saw that. He was struggling like hell with it.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised. You know how the whole thing with Jey Uso was he yeeted so much he was exhausted by the time the match started?
Yeah.
I bet Penta was just, like, from anxiety, was just exhausted by the time the match started because he's like, I gotta do my cool strut, but holding this.
He had to hold that mask up
so hard.
He couldn't Cerro Miedo quite right because he had to hold that mask up.
Because he didn't want to knock his own helmet off by accident.
And it was don't get me wrong, it was a great look. And I actually saw him do like a Mortal Kombat, like an old school Mortal Kombat ninja outfit with that kind of Shao Kahn-ish like helmet at a Northeast Wrestling show once. Before he was signed to WWE. So it's a great look, but it was funny seeing him struggle with that mask.
It was like everything from the neck down he could move, but from the neck up, it was like Christian Bale Batman, where like he couldn't move his neck.
Yeah. Well, and then Michael Cole says Penta wanted this ladder match, and I said I 100% believe that. Given what we've seen from Penta in AEW, given what we've seen from Penta in Lucha Underground, I 100% believe that Penta is the one who suggested that this Intercontinental Championship match was a 6-man ladder match. No doubt in my mind. Yeah. And JD gets it rolling before Penta gets in the ring, and this shit's on.
Wait. Real quick. I noticed something else that really made me laugh.
Go on.
It was a blink and you'll miss it thing. They cut away from Penta as he's getting in the ring, and we have a hot start. But, like, Sean, go back and watch this, and it's a split-second thing that you'll miss if you blink. both of the referees had to run over and tell JD, do the hot, like it was like they forgot to do the hot start. You just barely saw the referees rushing over to the ring and instructing them to start the match. Go over there and run and punch them.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at this.
It was so funny. It was because the referees ran over to the ring and like pointed, and then the match started like crazy.
Oh, I've got to look back at this. I totally missed that.
And I was like, oh no. I hope no one else noticed that, but I sure did.
Oh dear.
Well, I didn't watch it, so I didn't notice it.
It was so funny.
I didn't because my eyes went to Penta, and then they
Bro.
And then okay. I must admit, this is the one part where I laughed. Because Rey Mysterio, God bless Rey Mysterio, they get JD out, they get Rusev out, they get Javon Evans out, and then it's the three luchadors all in red, and they're all staring at each other, and they do the at least Rey Mysterio did it, and I think Dragon Lee did it. I'm not sure Penta did it, but they attempted to do the Spider-Man meme in the middle of the ring, and that made me smile.
That was good.
And I was like, "That's stupid," but I'm okay with that. But
there was a few points where I was like, "Wow, Rey Mysterio is a little bit bigger than I remember." Oh, that's Penta,
right?
Because they're kind of wearing very similar outfits.
Yeah, and I think they probably did that just for the sake of doing the Spider-Man meme.
Yeah, and they're both like Dragon Lee. You're showing a little too much skin.
Yeah.
For this meme.
Well, they do a Dragon Rana, the Javon onto the JD on the outside. Now here's a question I have for you, Josh. Again, one of these guys, I forget who it was, goes and gets a ladder and decides it's too small a ladder to achieve the objective. And my question to you is, why do they even have ladders there that are too small to use?
Why do they have step ladders? I guess to use as weapons.
But why? If you've got all the shouldn't all the ladders, because there's a fuck ton of ladders around this matchup, like too many in my opinion. It made it hard for people to take bumps sometimes, because there were so many ladders. But I
don't have, other than the answer I just gave, I do not have a good answer.
I'm just saying, and this is going to be one of those, like, dumb hills that I'm going to die on for forever, because that's what I always do. It's like I find a little thing and then obsess the fuck out of it and blame WWE obsessively for it. So that's what I'm going to do. So when you have these ladder matches, give us just the ladders that are actually usable. You can do plenty of damage to your opponent with the ladders that are usable without having ladders that are not usable. Just so you can do stuff with them.
There was one spot that I just thought was kind of dumb where Dragon Lee has the ladder and he's like inside the ladder, and then Ray kicks
the ladder sandwich.
He gives him a ladder 619, except you can't tell me that did anything. It did not.
You can't tell me that didn't hurt Ray.
Ray just broke his own ankles for no reason.
The ladder. How is that helpful?
My name's Rey Mysterio, and I didn't wrestle Gunther because I had broken ribs, but I will break my ankles kicking a ladder.
And Rey Mysterio's only had 1 billion surgeries on his knees.
Yes.
Not that mattered to Ray on this night. No, but
his knees were not what I was worried about, especially with that senton that Penta, and Rusev did, where Penta launches him into the air, and he sentons into Rusev through a ladder bridge on the outside. It looked great, except when the ladder broke, the upper half of the ladder that was attached to the desk flung upwards right into Rey Mysterio's teeth.
Yeah.
And I bet that sucked.
Yeah, I bet it did.
It's like when that old timey joke where like the bad guy steps on a rake, like the Wile E. Coyote steps on a rake and it bounces up and smacks him in the face.
Yep.
And the referees immediately ran over to make sure that Rey Mysterio still had teeth.
Well, but here is the problem, too, of this whole thing. I mean, besides not having teeth, ask Joseph Park. But the top of this, where the Intercontinental Championship was, had this big green spotlight on it. And all I could think was that must suck for the wrestlers, having to stare into that big-ass green light, trying to get that belt. Like, just knowing what stage lights are like, that had to have sucked. And
One thing that I will say on the night, I will give Lee Fitting a compliment. One thing that I think he did well, you know, like the Wile E. Coyote cam that was coined by Jerry Lawler, where it was like from the top, like looking down at people as they're taking crazy bumps off ladders. They've adjusted it somewhat, and they like have it to where it zooms and it zooms back out, it zooms back in, and it's like an aerial shot. Whenever they cut to that, it looked so, it really put into perspective how dangerous the match was, and how like it just made the match look more chaotic and like, oh, don't try this at home, kids.
yeah, you know,
I really liked the overhead shots during this match.
you know what it needed, though? It needed like a projector full of like grubs to be like on the mat. That's what this match really needed.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the
I knew
fuck
that
up.
was gonna wake Skylar up. I knew it was.
We already had Randy Orton, and we can't have Bray Wyatt anymore.
And we already had Charlotte
Sean
Butterfly.
McCarty, even as a joke, I swear to God, I will take that projector and shut up your ass.
Not even once. Not even once. Anyway.
I prefer maggots over the worms personally.
Anyway,
but
we got a Rusev Uragi, which was nice.
the
Javon.
crowd chanted Rusev Day, and Rusev was like, "That was like 5 years ago, bro."
Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving a shit about me.
Yeah, Javon clubbed Rusev while he was setting up the ladder bridge, and Rusev ignored it. Yeah, yes, that was a great moment where Rusev is setting up this ladder bridge, and Javon Evan comes over, and it's like Rusev was like, hold on, okay, and turns around and beats him. And it was just the moment was so funny because there was just this like second and a half delay of no sell. And then like, okay, hold on, okay. Bam. It was. And then
You want to know what honestly would have made that spot better is if Rusev took a finger, put it in his mouth, then took it out to test the win first, and then beat Javon Evans.
Yeah.
But
Or Javon Williams, my bad.
Oh, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
Javon-
Thank you, Mark Nash. But
I will say, speaking of Javon Williams, I think that he looked amazing in this match.
he was good.
Like, this kid needs to tone down the jumping as high as he possibly can. I know that's his thing, but you're gonna die. But he's got a lot of talent.
Indeed.
Is that why they buried him on Monday Night Raw by having him lose to a debuting Ethan Page?
So are you telling me what's happening on Monday Night Raw, Skylar?
I did, and then he got beat up by Penta and Rusev.
Huh.
I smell another ladder match.
I'll watch it and I'll masturbate the entire time.
Did you hear from Michael Cole that AJ Styles gave Dragon Lee the Styles Clash to use? And so he used it on Rey Mysterio.
That feels like it's going to be like the 1D and RVD.
Well, also,
I said RVD and 1D. God damn it.
RVD using the 5-star one splash as anyway.
Sorry, RVD had nothing to do with this.
And you already.
Totally
And then
I'm gonna go sit in the corner and think about what I just said.
Well, JD McDonough might join you because there's a destroyer to JD on the ladder bridge, which I kind of knew was coming at some point.
He sold the hell out of it.
And he sure did. And
Michael Cole, as much crap as we give him, I loved his, oh my God, he's dead.
Yeah, he sure said it.
That was a good call. That was a good call. Now we know the end is coming because I'm the one making the "that's a good call" joke, and now I'm gonna go sit.
Well, and now
So
I guess
Sean is officially at the
it's
top
up
of
to
the
me.
class while
I
and
guess it's
John
up to me.
are in the corners.
The
Sean,
crowd.
start singing "It's Just Me, Oos."
The base one. It's just me, Oos. That's a story. That's an inside joke. But the crowd is eating this match up, though. You get a destroyed the OG cutter from to Rusev by Javon after he jumps from one side to the other. Then there's
That was insane.
which was cool. And then there was the destroyer to Evans, and then Penta retains. It wasn't for me, but it was fun for those who like it. And I think that Penta retaining was the right result.
Me too. Like, I would have been fine with Javon winning because I thought he looked fantastic in this match. But Penta retaining is the right choice. You can wait. Like, Javon's 21. It's not like a do it now or die or just it's over type of. He's just starting. He'll be fine. He can win it down the road. But yeah, I loved this match. This was so much fun.
Yeah, well, they could take their time with Javon Evans, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, he's got a lot of potential, but, he's going to have to flesh out a lot more of his personality, which he's got some of. But, right now, he's kind of in a Ricochet-esque position where he's there definitely for the attraction of what he can do athletically. But I think that he's going to be able to get a lot more, the personality will come with repetition, I think, and being working with the right people and being around the right people. And I think if they take care of him the way that they take care of a few people and cultivate them the way that they clearly are very high on him and what he's capable of, then I think he's going to be quite valuable to them in the long run. But yeah, this match was, it for the people who like it, loved it. I kind of predicted exactly this on when I said the predictions that you would love it, and I actually enjoyed it, even though it wasn't for me. But I actually enjoyed it. And actually, I will say this: after I watched the whole show and came back to this match, and I watched this match, I bumped my score up 0.5 point. So
how about that?
So there you go.
Another thing to WWE's credit, once again, at least in this company, when they do these kinds of matches, people actually sell the crazy, insane things that they do instead of just popping right back up 10 seconds later and doing something else absolutely insane.
Yeah, most of the time there's some pacing to it.
Yeah, like when JD took the Canadian Destroyer, that was it for him for the rest of the match.
Right.
And I will take that over. Like, I think I made the joke at the WrestleMania review where it was like it set off a chain reaction of 15 Canadian Destroyers. There were two, and one killed one person for the rest of the match, and the other was the finish.
Yeah, so that's worthwhile. And Penta's still got momentum, man. I mean, Vegas popped for him, and this crowd on this night was, in my opinion, much better than night one.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this crowd had a lot more energy. And
agreed.
So, and now
Here's
we move.
Question: Penta world champion? Yes or no?
I would give him the world title, not the WWE title.
I would. Here's the way. I see Penta as like an upper mid Carter, so I don't know if I would necessarily put the belt on him, but he deserves world title matches. Does that make sense?
You know how they treated Jeff Hardy, where he was like kind of in a similar position as Penta?
Yeah.
They didn't give him the world title a lot or for very long, but they gave Jeff the world title a few times.
Sure.
That's what
I could see that.
I would do that with Penta. Like, give him like 1 or 2 world titles and not for very long.
Depending on who he's facing, I would almost think he would have to win it from somebody like Seth Rollins.
If they ever turn him heel and he just goes psychotic like he was in Lucha Underground, that's a different conversation.
True. Because we haven't really gotten that side of Penta yet. Depending on the circumstances and who's producing him, which is going to matter. But right now he's got some good momentum. But I think it's going to be a while before we even get into the realm of world title matches, let alone title reigns. But I think it would be interesting to see where he's going to be in a few years for sure.
Absolutely.
And now let's move on to the U.S. Championship. Sammy Hogan versus Trick Williams. As Sammy,
it's with Sammy. It's like the Cody Rhodes thing on a smaller scale.
well,
Except they actually turned them heel.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sammy leans into it.
WWE actually grew a spine with this one.
Yeah. And,
Well, there wasn't as much to lose.
Well, and Sammy got booed like crazy. And here comes Little Yachty, who actually was not bad. I thought he was maybe the best overall celebrity involvement of the whole show. Not that Speed didn't do athletic shit, like, credit to him, he took some bumps. But, like, Little Yachty was the least involved and the least offensive of anyone in the entire set.
Yeah.
Because he got to be a fan hanging out around ringside, like all the celebrities should be.
Which was the way that WrestleMania began. It was, I mean, other than Mr. T, it wasn't like there were 10 wrestling celebrities in WrestleMania. That was unique to this WrestleMania. But Little Yucky was straight preaching.
But yeah, it wasn't Lil Wayne at 40 being faded as hell singing Jey Uso's entrance.
Yeah, no Fiend anymore. That was miserable. But Little Yachty's straight preaching, but he sold it well. Trick is over as fuck, but why would you make this poor man walk down with this heavy-ass, long-ass motherfucking, killed every polar bear in the Arctic jacket to wear down here? How many polar bears died in order to make this jacket?
I'm looking at Google right now. I regret to inform everyone that polar bears are now extinct.
He was tired when he got to the bottom of the ramp. You could tell that thing was heavy as fuck. The second that they disconnected that thing, he was like, oh, thank God.
Here's a question. Should we have done on this edition of What the Fuck is Trick Williams wearing?
On what the fuck is Trick Williams dragging? As he wasn't
Why
wearing
the fuck
it.
is it so long?
No, because they
I have a
clipped it
question.
on.
Did Obafemi skin Brock Lesnar and now Trick Williams is wearing his skin?
No, it's the Wampas from Star Wars. As they,
The thing that Luke Skywalker got shoved into?
yes. As
More like those big like the thing that like clawed his face. I forget what it's called. The big like snow monster.
yeah, that's the Wampas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
gonna
what those
lie.
are.
Trick Williams walking down the ramp with that thing. Honestly, I was like, "Here comes the bride! Here comes the bride!"
Here comes the black. All right.
But God, Trick is over too, man.
Yeah.
But I felt bad for that.
Yeah.
But
he kept looking back too, like, "Are you serious?" Like they didn't tell him how long it was gonna be.
and
And also, like, he's like, "Did this thing get stuck, or is it really that heavy?"
He was like, "If this thing gets stuck, I'm just fucked. I'm just not gonna make it to the ring."
yeah, he kept looking back, like, "Am I good? Like, is it that?" I feel like they did not really try that prior to them doing it live. You know, even though they rehearse everything.
I wonder if this was a rib to Trick Williams. Like, hey, you're gonna have a long ass white coat. Okay, how long is the coat? Yes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're gonna look like Batman. It's gonna be a big cape. And anyway.
Yeah, and instead he looks like a goddamn carpet.
As he sure did. As
Becky Lynch had the blue carpet and Trick Williams had the white carpet. Oh my god.
that's right. Well,
Trick's was longer than Becky's.
there's some.
Yeah.
TKO is so insecure about the ticket sales that they're now channeling out to carpet sales. And they're trying to just they're selling anything at this point. Come buy some tickets.
And I have to ask the same question to Trick Williams that I asked about Becky Lynch. Do the drapes match the carpet?
Well, I'm going to let that be up to y'all to find out. We didn't get a
Well,
caller.
I'm not investigating it. Joshua, are you investigating that?
I'm not telling you what my search history says anymore.
Well, and anymore. But we did not get a collar and elbow tie-up, but that was fine because Sammy struck first, and this is kind of the point because this was Sammy kind of turning, basically. And I'm going to let you guys talk about this match for a minute while I use the restroom. Off camera, Skylar.
Take the microphone with you, you pussy.
Yeah, if you're gonna pee like you mean it. But honestly, this was a good match. I mean, it's chicken shit Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams' offense is clunky in a way that feels real, if that makes sense.
He's so much like Booker T. Like prime Booker T. As far as like the way he works in the ring. It's like someone hit the reset button, except they made Booker a little bit taller. And increased his verbal abilities as well.
I mean, Booker T was a good talker. It's just that, he liked to do a lot of catchphrases.
Hey. I will not take such slander against Shucky Ducky. Quack, quack, sir. I pulled up my pants early and now my dick is bleeding because of such slanderous accusations because of what you just said, sir. And I may need medical attention, but that's something else. No, I'm fine.
Is that like the 6th or 7th time that you've done that?
I will not say how many times I have searched for hospital attention for that exact problem in my search history anymore.
And yes, I am bouncing my hands up and down.
But anyway,
Joshua, I'm bouncing my hands up and down while I'm saying 6, 7.
You gotta die then, right? Wasn't that that was the deal, right? That he's gotta die. All right, good. I'm glad we're in agreement.
Like you threatened to murder Sean over the maggots in the ring joke, and I'm threatening to murder. There's a lot of threatening to murder on this podcast.
Well, we're only 3.25 hours in almost. No, not even that bad.
Starting to lose our minds.
We've been there a while. We've been here for a minute.
You're the one that wanted to do 2 podcasts in a day. I don't want to hear it. Shucky ducky quack quack.
Hey, it's a 200th episode, ladies and gentlemen. Editor, put in some sort of celebratory Booker T-ism. So we get a backhand to a neck breaker. I loved that. It was like a pimp slap.
Yeah, it was great.
We got a cartwheel bookend that looked cool. Sammy blindsides Yacht Boy. He hasn't fully turned, but
Yacht Boy.
He hasn't fully turned, but the signs are there. Well then there he got a brain buster to the apron. I guess the signs were totally there.
I love Sami Zayn was heel.
That brain buster was gnarly.
Yes, it was. Yacht Boy stops Sammy from the haluva kick and gets a pop. And then Trick hits his Trouble in Paradise thing that he does?
Just a cyclone kick.
2 count. And then there's a trick shot counter of a haluva kick, and we got a new champion. Right result. I really like this. Little Gotti was not insufferable. And for rapper involvement, I will give him credit. He did a good job.
I'm not the biggest fan of Trick's finisher, the trick shot, because it never looks like he actually needs them. Once again, credit to Lee Fitting. He changed the camera angle like a split second before the moment of contact. This was the best looking trick shot that he's ever done. It looked great. I could actually buy that as, he legit just knocked Sami Zayn unconscious for the 3. It looked great.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. This was solid.
Skylorg?
It's good to see Trick Williams getting the championship for black men everywhere that have been persecuted by the MIC that hate Triple H because he hates black people.
Yeah, I don't ever want to hear anything about that ever again, MVP.
There's been a surprising amount of racial commentary on this
champion.
podcast.
Like, what are we talking about?
I'm just saying.
But no, Trick Williams is good. He's going to be one of those guys who's probably going to be in the Damian Priest slot, a big, tall wrestler who will get the title at some point.
And hopefully he doesn't peter out like Damian Priest did, end up tagging with R-Truth.
Dude, I'd feel bad for Damian Priest, but I don't. I think
Damian Priest got his world title run. He got his title matches. He's had a solid career.
They did all he was gonna do. Yeah, I agree.
It's not like he has the Rusev no entrance at WrestleMania thing.
God,
no, he has no entrance. He has no nothing at WrestleMania. I saw a video of him walking the red carpet somewhere with somebody, and he looked like that. He looked so sad. He was like, this is WrestleMania, yay.
Like 12 years ago, he rode to WrestleMania in a fucking tank, and he couldn't even get a goddamn regular entrance.
He won the world title at WrestleMania.
No.
Yeah.
Skylar's talking about Rusev. Sean's talking about
Damian Priest. I'm still talking about Damian Priest.
About different people.
Rusev is nothing.
God damn it.
Rusev is the nothing of the night. But speaking of the night, we have Dirty Dom Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor in a street fight that did not need to be one.
I legitimately did not know that this was going to be a street fight until it was until the match started. I was like, whoa, when did this happen? Wait.
Now, to be fair, this was still really good. However,
it was better than the unsanctioned match.
However, they did not need the furniture to sell this story.
No, they did not.
They really didn't. And I'm letting it a lot go, actually, with my rating, because I still, even with that said, I still really enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
I'm sure
either
you
way.
both did, because you all love them yaboos.
Well, here's the thing, though. He had none.
That much yaboo,
I didn't hear any.
There was more.
Yeah.
Which is a sound that Sean makes when he throws up.
Well, that is not incorrect, but in any case. But I will say this. Demon Balor, this may be my favorite iteration of the Demon I have seen up to this point. And the reason I say this is that this Demon Balor felt wholly and uniquely different in pretty much every way, except for some key moveset similarities, but basically the entire demeanor was different than Finn Balor. And I never really felt that from Finn before now. And I don't know whether it was the spiked club that I am 100% putting into the wrestling D&D that I am still planning on doing, that I've basically now spoken into existence. I don't know whether it's the fact that his hairpiece did not look like a bunch of shredded Jordans this time around. I don't know whether it's because we didn't hear yaboos and we were just hearing his weird shrieks. I don't know. There was enough different for me to buy a persona shift, maybe for the first time with Finn Balor. And
the biggest positive out of this one, they didn't put any company logo on his makeup.
Yeah, instead, Finn Balor put a picture of Dirty Dom being eaten, which was good. But Dom's entrance with all those schlub luchadors looking confused as fuck was funny as hell. That got me.
There was that one guy that was like, yeah! And I was like,
one dude was way into it, and everyone else was like, huh? Where am I? What is this?
Remember when you had the dude from the Blacklist gag and chloroform Timothy Chalamet so you could beat him up? It's like all of those guys were like gagged in chloroform and they just woke up at WrestleMania in lucha masks.
Dude,
and they're like,
that was funny.
I have a question. Did all the AJ Lee girls from night 1 dress up as luchadors for night 2?
And all turn into dudes? Well, that would.
I mean, it's 2026.
Yeah, well, that would take some.
Oh.
I mean, look at my dating history.
As
Oh.
wow, the rare self burn. I respect as a master of self burns. I respect it.
And also, like, Dom Mysterio riding on, I don't know, like, what was this thing?
It was like a weird Aztec throne, kind of.
On a monster
so he
truck.
basically had a parade float.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on a monster truck. Because that was the funniest part, is when all the confused schlub luchadors dissipated. All you saw were 4 big-ass fucking tractor tires. I was like, oh, damn, that throne had some fucking gas to it. This throne was all gas, no brakes. Fuck Jacob Fatu.
At least they didn't drive it into the audience this time,
But
Steve.
now I must ask the wrestling historians here, because I might be wrong, because it might be one in the 90s where they did this, but I don't think it's true. Is this the first time that the AAA title has ever appeared at WrestleMania?
I think so.
Because that has to be a first. Funny that
They
TNA's
didn't do
World
it last year, right? Because, no, they didn't buy AAA until after
No,
Mania.
they had Joe Hendry on WrestleMania last year.
But that was with the TNA title.
Right. But that was the new world title to appear at WrestleMania.
No, it wasn't last year, because last year, like, literally on the pre-show of one of the nights, that's when they announced the acquisition of AAA.
Well, there could be one in the 90s that I'm not remembering.
Alberto Del Rio was the AAA champion at that time.
Yeah. That did not last very
And now
long.
he's in jail.
As,
Again.
I said it on night 1, I'm going to say it again on night 2. Fuck Alberto Del Rio.
well, as but speaking of the Demon Balor's entrance, there was a funny moment when I think it was the first time that he did the hand wave and everyone went, woo! And when they did that, I don't know if they planned to do this, but just a gigantic web of ribbons descends. And I think that those ribbons were supposed to be a little more, like, syncopated, but I think they all just got tangled together, so it just came down as one giant wad of ribbons. That Finn was fighting basically the rest of the way down the ramp.
It's like when you're talking. It's like when you have long hair on a windy day and it just won't get the fuck out of your face.
Yeah, and it was on his little spike. It was like a bad day to wear spikes, as he could not get it out of his spikes. He couldn't get it out of his staff.
He should have had a weird spike pole. He should have had a weird spiked umbrella.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Is this a gender reveal party gone wrong?
I don't know. We was that last? Yeah, I guess it was last episode on the Court-Martail podcast. We already did that joke, Skylar. As unfortunately, Gene Snitsky was only paid for night 1. But
Hey, but if you think about this, TAW Gaming is doing both nights on the same night.
That is true.
that's right. Well,
And every time Finn Balor fights with the strings, it gets mad. You can hear Snitsky in the background going, "That wasn't my fault."
wasn't his fault. Wasn't his
my
fault.
fault.
I still.
By the way, Joshua and Sean, I do have an announcement with this match. Y'all have fun. I didn't watch it.
Oh,
you
okay.
fun.
I will.
Well, look, you guys can do whatever you want. I can't get into Finn Balor, even as a demon. Like, he's just so boring to me.
Why? How the turntables?
That.
No, I'm kidding. I watched this match.
Oh, a swerve! Wasn't it a swerve?
Wow, you got us.
But honestly, like, even watching this match, I felt like I was just... I don't know what it is. I can't get into Finn Balor. Like, you guys, explain to me why I should be excited by Finn Balor.
I like the way he wrestles. I don't know how to put the things I feel inside of you, Skylar.
Try, damn it.
I'm not phrasing it any differently, by the way.
It's funny for me because it started kind of just as a meme because I felt very similarly to you, Sky. And I just wanted to hear the yaboos because they made me lulls. And ultimately what ended up happening with me is that I ended up I tried to find reasons not to dislike him. You know, even though I couldn't quite get into it the way that I thought I could get into it. And so ultimately what I ended up doing was just going to appreciate, besides the way that they built this match and finally got Dominic Mysterio to be the way that he is. And I just love everything that Dom does. And Finn, I finally came around on him. Is he my favorite wrestler? No. But do I hate Finn Balor? No. And I think that if he was going to bring the Demon back, it had to be to win. Dear God, if he brought it back and Dominic won this match, that would have been equally as troubling as doing having Obo lose, I think. But in any case, I don't know.
You're right. Like, it's just tough for me to get into Finn Balor because his booking has been so bad, and the Demon character was hurt by that Extreme Rules thing with Roman Reigns many moons ago.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where the damage control has really had to go into overdrive with the Demon and Finn Balor.
Well, and then Finn lost again to Edge, which didn't help.
Yeah.
In a match that was okay, kinda.
Sort of.
But anyway,
but also, like, they really have to, like, sell the fear. And this is the perfect person to have sell fear is Dominic Mysterio, the known chicken shit heel of all chicken shit heels. The way that he sold for Finn was absolutely perfect.
Was great.
Yeah.
And it's not like, Finn is not the youngest dude anymore either. So it's not like we're going to get too many more years of Finn. So to see the Demon now, I believe, is a really special occasion situation. It's not going to be the way where he pulls it out all the time. And depending on how they decide to use Finn Balor, I think right now he's got potential as a babyface, and dare I say it, maybe even a shock world title run switch?
Too early.
Depends. Depends on the situation.
I would give him one, not brief, but one, like, couple month long reign with the Raw World title.
Oh, I wouldn't even go that far. I'd give it maybe 3 weeks. But just something.
Like, think about like the guys who are the current world champions. It's Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. It has to be guys like Oba Femi who are gonna rise to that level. And I don't know if Balor has it.
Well, the thing is, it would have to be something quick. It would have to be a quick title change. Not Darby Allin quick, not do it out of nowhere for no reason quick, but as maybe part of another overall arcing story with somebody else that leads to a feud with somebody else. And that, because there's always that King and Queen of the Ring cash-in that they do now. But that doesn't mean that in a surprise turn, or let's say that they want somebody to win that King and Queen of the Ring, but they don't want whoever they're going to have win that title lose to one of the current champions. They can do a quick transitional run with Finn that I'd be okay with. Finn shocks somebody so that Roman can fight somebody else, or that Cody can fight somebody else. And then Finn can drop it to whatever.
Are we looking at the person that Finn Balor could take the title off of in Dom Mysterio, who I think is going to win Money in the Bank? I think that's going to happen. I see where you guys are coming from. I feel like it has to be the right opponent for Balor, and maybe it's Dom.
Skylar, I actually think you are right on the money with that.
What, that Balor will take the AAA title from Dom?
No. That Dom's winning Money in the Bank.
Oh, that Dom's winning Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
Sean, I understand. Like, you can pretend that Money in the Bank doesn't exist, so,
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of mid on it because of my accuracy streak regarding wrestling talents. And well, I can't really say that considering LA Knight actually won on a WrestleMania, so... Yeah, I am.
Yeah, but LA Knight won a mid-card opening match. He didn't win a world title.
Don't you dare downplay it, Skylar.
Hey,
with your truth and such.
a win on Mania is a win, even though the cause with LA Knight is beyond lost.
Hey, him winning a match is better than him being pinned by ISHO Speed, which was a
Agreed.
very real possibility.
That was a real possibility. I am grateful that was not the case.
Right. But again, my point is that like it's hard to care about Finn Balor, but I'm glad that he got a chance to shine at what may be one of his last WrestleManias.
Although I will say, I loved and hated the finish of this match.
Well, there was
Explain.
Okay, I guess we're jumping ahead of time. Sean, I'll let you read your notes, but I just got to get this off my chest. Okay, I loved that he wrapped a chair around Dom's head and then kicked it with the John Woo drop kick. That looked brutal and nasty. But then we got the exact same finish that we got in the Drew Jacob Fatu match. I have a top rope diving finish. I'm going to do it through the Slim Jim table, and that's it. We just saw this finish. Like, we just saw this finish, Triple H.
well,
Even on good shows, he still cannot think outside the box.
that was probably part of my issue with I mean, I don't even know if I would call it an issue with this, but that's why I really said this didn't need the furniture to sell the story. You know, they could have had just a regular match and just be afraid. Isn't Finn Balor being the demon the gimmick of the match? Why did we need another
the whole
street
hat
fight?
on a hat thing.
Yeah, like, isn't that just adding more than needs to be? You know, Dom was going to sell the fear regardless. Dom knows how to cheat regardless. Did we need the furniture?
I don't know why they made this a street fight.
I don't either. I really don't. Especially because you just had the ladder match not too long ago. You know,
I did laugh when they pulled out a kendo stick, and I was like, oh, Sean's going to love that.
I wrote down hashtag no mo kendo, but I forgive it because it was very brief. It lasted all of 10 seconds and then it was gone. It was like a small tiny cut that you put a little Band-Aid on and a little bacitracin and everything's okay. And
then you kiss the boo-boo.
And that's right, and you get a lollipop. And then we get a frog splash and a 1 count, which I liked. That Finn Balor, I will give him. When I said I tried to find things to like about Finn Balor, his Eye of the Hurricane looks like he is driving his elbow square into the chest of his opponent every time. It's my favorite thing he does.
And he's the only person that should be doing the sling blade because he's the only one that like makes it look like it hurts.
Yeah, Seth Rollins rides the air around his opponent. There's just certain things, and that's what I've come to appreciate about Finn, is that there's certain things that he does that look snug, and they look tight, and they look like he's trying to fight. And win and struggle. There's little body language things with Finn that I've come to appreciate that I didn't before, and maybe that's because he's better at displaying them than he was before. I don't know, but I've come to appreciate Finn Balor, and we get a coup de grace miss. There's a chair by Dom, and then now we got to talk about this little piece that happened here. Dominic Mysterio went to take a table out with the Slim Jim logo on it, and he tried to get it in the ring, and I noticed this during Brock and Oba, and I wasn't sure whether anything was going to come of it. Because there was a moment where Oba Femi's foot kind of slid on the canvas, and I noticed it kind of bunch up. Dominic Mysterio goes to bring a table in, and he goes to lift up the end and push it in. And when he goes to push it into the ring, he tears a piece of the canvas open. Did you notice this?
I did not notice that at all.
Oh yeah, it tore it, and then it rippled the canvas.
And the second I saw that, Sean, I'm just like, God damn it, they make the most money but have the cheapest products.
Yeah, well, and I think that they had that. The way that Dominic kind of just launched that metal piece into the, like forcefully into the ring. And the problem was, the issue is all of the grommets that are used to tie that canvas, somewhere they got loose, probably because all of those grommets were on Seth Rollins' fucking jacket. And and so it ended up costing Night 2 the ring production. And if you notice after the match, they took a while to set up for the next matchup. And when they got to Jade and Rhea, that ring was tight. It was just because they had to replace the canvas after that. But anyway, there's a 619 with a chair around Finn's neck and a frog splash and a 2 count. Tom tried to get another table in and he struggled hard with it. He had another issue. Yeah, he was having issues with him. But then we get a drop kick with the chair around Dom's neck, like you said. And the coup de grace through the table wins it. And it didn't need furniture to sell the story, but it was still good. If that was just a coup de grace without a table, I would have been just as happy. But
could have been a coup de grace on a chair.
But it was
or something.
Yeah, it was something. It was an unnecessary street fight, but of all the street fights that we have to digest on this program, it was not the worst by any means.
No. It was an okay street fight.
So, any other thoughts on this matchup before we move on?
I've said all I need to say.
Let us move on, Jonathan.
All right, then shall we move into Jade Cargilius versus Rhea Riplonius for the Women's Championship.
I heard that.
The WWE Women's Championship. They don't work for me, unfortunately. And, well, I'm happy Jade doesn't. Rhea, I would enjoy. But anyway, Lee Fitting. Okay. Lee Fitting is having some serious brain rot here. The camera cuts on these entrances were a little nauseating.
A little.
And he missed key emotes in entrances to shoot pyro. Dude, nobody gives a shit about how much money you spent on pyro, which is why the ticket prices were so high, so you could shoot off your little fireworks to make up for your small penises. I understand, but nobody cares about seeing the pyro. Keep the wrestler in the shot or don't shoot the pyro.
Also, we have an unexpected winner for strangest outfit of the night. On this edition,
okay, hold on. Shall we? On this edition of What the Fuck is Jade Cargill wearing?
Bro, it was like she was wearing an outfit of hair. It was like she took some kind of medicine that made her hair grow into its own outfit. It was weird.
Well, I will say this. We did get a collar and elbow tie-up in this match, which made me quite happy. Maybe a happy sponge, if you will. And Jade does a power slam. Jade Cargill breaks up the count. And I must say, Rhea Ripley is a fucking wizard. I've said this before. I will say it again. I don't know how the fuck she does it. But she gets the best out of fucking everybody.
This is the best Jade Cargill match I've ever seen.
For God damn. How does Rhea do this?
I don't know. She's so good at what she does. I thought this was going to be but it was actually really good.
It was great. This match slapped.
Yes.
As Jade adhered to the rules, she was breaking up the count. There was a great crossface right after Rhea was asking for more. I noticed that they changed the mat and tightened it up in the wake of them not having a tight mat before because Seth Rollins stole all the grommets. And then set them on fire.
And then he went and killed Wallace as well.
Yeah. As
damn. So hold on, gentlemen. I have a question. Have we determined whether or not Jade Cargill has gotten any better, or is she what she is at this point?
Bro, at this point, it purely depends on who she's wrestling.
I would say inconclusive because it doesn't count with Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is the female equivalent of being able to wrestle a fucking broomstick and have it sell tickets. I'm convinced she could make anyone look good.
Bret Hart.
Basically, how the fuck did she make Jade look this fucking good? You tell me, Skylar.
Jade Cargill did look great. Like, her offense looked good. Her selling was I mean, it was okay for the most part. But, like, I can't tell if she's good or it's just because Rhea Ripley's that good.
It's because, Skylar, you know the answer to that question. Look into your own soul and tell me you don't know the answer to that question.
Bro, there's a reason.
But Jade Cargill has muscles.
So does Rhea Ripley.
Why Rhea Ripley is pushed the way she is, because she's able to do stuff like this.
But the internet hates her.
The internet also thinks Triple H is racist. They're not. They're stupid. They don't know. They know not what they tweet.
Also, I know the internet hates her, but then they thirst over her. So, like, they're weird.
Yeah, it's not as clean cut a relationship as one might suspect. Anyway, there's a face plant from a powerbomb position, which was almost like a reverse Alabama slam that looked pretty gnarly. Mm-hmm. As Jade was looking great, it really just goes to show how amazing Rhea Ripley is. That's really the only comment I have to make about this match is holy fuck, Rhea's good.
Sean, I have a question. Did you play this match at 1 speed?
No, fuck no. Dude, come on, dude.
Because Rhea Ripley was that good, she would have made you play it at 1 speed.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Sean playing wrestling shows at 1.5 speed is not a indictment of the wrestlers, it's an indictment of the format of the company.
Agreed.
You know what? That's also fair.
That was kind of the point I was making when I started doing it. And I will say, it makes the show a lot better to handle. It eases the wounds.
I will say, my jaw dropped when Jade Cargill busted out a one-winged angel.
Okay, thank you. Because I was not sure. I wasn't sure. Because I was I looked at it, and then they did the replay, and I said, "What? Was that a one-winged angel?"
Yup.
Oh my god.
Okay. Real quick. The move was executed perfectly, but Kenny Omega forgot to tell Jade how to execute the pinfall after the move has been completed. Because Jade was hooking the arms instead of the legs. And I was like, oh, look cool though.
Dude,
here's
that
the
was
thing, though,
funny.
that, like, do you think they did that on purpose, considering Dynasty had played the week before?
It made
possible.
me think, are Jade and Kenny Omega friends in real life?
Maybe.
No way.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're right. Jade's not Asian, she's black.
Oh.
Well, that is, to be fair, that is Kenny's type. Not the more weeboo waifu variety than Jade's. Goliathian Amazoness.
Put it this way, Kenny's favorite part of this match was when Io Sky came out. That made him turn off Crunchyroll real quick.
No.
Well, the ref just started stopping Jade as the baddies came out, and then Io got to dispose of the baddies. Then Jade is a pretty good brogue kick, and then Rhea counters a Jade.
Even though it wasn't supposed to be a brogue kick, it was supposed to be an ostrich kick.
Well,
bro,
it was better than that,
dude. This finish. Remember when you said Rhea Ripley's a wizard?
Yes.
How in the... I don't know how she countered the Jaded through Jade's legs, still holding her arm, somehow into the riptide.
It was beautiful.
I don't even know I don't even know how, but it was cool. And honestly, I love one of my favorite things in wrestling is when someone counters in a way where I don't know how it's physically possible to do that, but it looks cool anyway. I don't know how she did it, but it was cool, and that was the finish, and I was like, this match slapped.
Yeah, it was a great match even with shenanigans. Without a doubt. I mean, I was morbidly curious about this match, and I ended up having a lot more fun than I thought I would. And I don't know why
Honestly,
I doubted Rhea, because Rhea is fucking incredible.
Yes, she is.
And
like it is unreal how good she is.
And I think there's gonna come a time when people are going to be saying and regarding the crop of wrestlers right now, like the Braun Breakers and the Rhea Ripleys and the Gunthers, in the same way that they look at the Roman Reigns and the recently retired John Cena's and AJ Styles now. Like, you could see that crop of wrestlers being revered in that way, you know, down the line. But, God, everything that Rhea touches turns to gold. And this was great.
Here's my no shit statement of the day. This was the best women's match of the weekend.
With no doubt.
Not even close.
Doubt.
Not even close.
Bar none. And, okay, now, I know that I was skipping everything, but I had to stop. Because there was a segment to be watched. And I'm so glad I stopped to watch this.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, yes.
I was amused by this.
Oh,
as
yes.
Well.
No.
Yeah.
No. How can we do this thing where I liked AJ Lee's entrance and you both hated it, and you loved this segment and I hated it?
The 2006 TX toddler in me was satisfied with this segment.
I have become JoshAgeddon. I hate the things you love.
Fuck up, Trevor Nickel.
Well,
but anyway.
Damn.
Whoa.
Damn, that was a surprising one. Strays caught. Damn.
That was like one of his favorite things to say whenever I was whining about things I don't like.
Yeah.
You hate everything I love. But anyway, it's not normally my kind of thing, but it was a perfectly placed cooldown from the previous match leading into the event. And
it was so stupid. It was funny, but it was so stupid.
Danhausen did not work in AEW because he's just not a good fit. Danhausen is a perfect fit for WWE.
He is going to make... There's going to be so many kids that are going to buy his shit. He is going to be a cash cow for that company. And he's going to be around a long time. He's going to slide right into that R-Truth position. You know?
He's like a weird goth Santino.
Yes.
He's James Ellsworth with a dumb demon makeup.
Well,
but he's funny.
I don't know if... I'm not really sure that Danhausen can work as well as James Ellsworth could. But...
Yeah, and hopefully he didn't diddle kids like James Ellsworth did either.
I didn't know that he did. But let's...
Yeah, there's a reason why he stopped showing up at WWE.
Well, John Cena comes out, who is the last person you accused of diddling children, so I guess there's a segue there.
Why is that the theme of John Cena?
I don't know. We've had a lot of very, very strange eye-looking over themes on this night.
Yes.
But John Cena says...
Why would I do it? Because I'm the biggest John Cena fan here.
But you hated this, and I want to laugh at these things.
Yes, go over there and pout so me and Sean can laugh and ooh and ha ha at Danhausen being Danhausen.
Well,
fine.
The thing is, it wasn't really Danhausen that made me laugh here. It was kind of everything else around it. But John Cena comes out and says 106,000 on both nights. That's good, right? Huh? And the crowd goes, "Sure, John." And out comes The Miz. And The Miz goes, "Here comes... I want my WrestleMania moment," and The Miz comes with Kit Wilson and John Cena.
I died when he was like, "Oh, hi, Mike.
Good to see you again. Who are you? Hi, John Cena. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. You guys.
And then what made me laugh was, so you guys want your WrestleMania moment?
All right, here you go. Go on.
All right, and he goes in the corner and he's like, "Do it. Come on,
go." There you go. And then Miz was like, "I'm not." For a half a second, he's like, "I'm not sure what to do." And then it's like that Plankton meme.
Wait, Sean, you remember that episode of SpongeBob where Plankton almost steals the formula, but he stops and
he goes, "I don't know." We just had the same thought at the same time yet again.
I don't know. I never thought I would get this far.
I swear to God, that was what I was just about to say.
Why do we have the same brain?
We do this all the time. Editor, you know what to do. Anyway, as it comes, so the Miz comes in, and then of course we get the Danhausen music, and before Danhausen came out, we got the Backstreet Babyhausens, because out come a bunch of, and I'm using the word that Michael Cole used, out come a bunch of midgets with frosted tips.
Michael Cole covering his ass in fear of social media was so funny.
Oh, it was great.
Before people on social media get mad at me, they told me to say that. And then Wade Barrett's like, "Wait, so you knew this was going to happen?" And Michael Cole's like, "Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. Yes, I knew this was going to happen." And that was funny.
And so it got funnier because out come the Backstreet Babyhausens who all do the curse thing. And then out comes, and I'm almost positive you can unlock this car in both The Simpsons Hit and Run and Rocket League, as Danhausen comes out in a coffin car and drives down to the ring, and as Wade Barrett is knocking this whole thing, saying this whole thing's a farce, and he was not wrong, and Michael Cole says, "Well, Danhausen has a blimp, so, he's over." And this crowd was groaning. This crowd, it wasn't like, "Oh, this is funny." It's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" As all of these Backstreet Babyhausens are in the ring, and this got better. This got fucking so much better. They all get in the ring, and then Miz gives the mic as Danhausen goes, "Hello humans," and all that stuff, and he mentions the name of one of them and whatever it was, and Kit Wilson then gets the mic and goes, "You are toxic," and pushes, like pie faces, one of these, kind of like the way that the kid was on.
The way to get to the heart of Sean McCarty is to find either a child or a midget and to pie face him to the ground.
But that wasn't the funny part. That part actually got some sympathy from me. But then Danhausen orders another one of them to do something. And this guy just stands up, or like the Manchurian Candidate, and just runs up to Kit Wilson and punches him right in the dick.
And then Danhausen is like, "Danhausen's, dogpile him!"
And they all just swarm his ass.
Dogpile on top of Kit Wilson and roll him out of the ring, and I'm fucking crying.
And they do after this, Kit Wilson's there, and then Miz is in the middle of the ring as Danhausen does the 5 curse shuffle. From John Cena, who he got permission to do it from.
This was the most mentally redacted thing I've
ever
seen.
It's not. It hasn't even gotten good yet. Because then they give the 5 curse shuffle to Miz. He's carried out by the midgets, like the Undertaker's druids carrying out. And then Danhausen does a Krieger from Archer smoke bomb, boom, and then nothing happens, and he just runs in and runs underneath the ring. It was one of the and John Cena, they turned to him, and John Cena's just sitting there stupefied. It was so ridiculously dumb. And John Cena's like, well, that's WrestleMania, I guess.
I love that John broke when he just could. How can you?
How
keep
could
a
you
straight
not?
face?
How could you not? It was the dumbest shit, but it was It was funny as fuck. All this needed was a Shane McMahon quad tear, and this would have been the perfect segment.
No. Imagine if like Shane comes and tears his quad, and then right behind him, Steve Austin drives into the barricade.
Dude, every year, I must admit, to the credit of the TKO era of WWE, one thing they always get right is having one pure, unhinged moment that you can rely on from that year that was absolutely absurd and insane. And this was that moment. And from Danhausen, I didn't know what he was going to do on WrestleMania, but he knocked it out of the park. This had no business being this fucking funny. As you can tell by the undying laughter of my comrades. Oh man. As shout out to Krieger, by the way. Shout out to Krieger from Archer.
I will not give the satisfaction of laughing to all this.
No, I heard you laugh. You can't hide that shit. We hear everything, literally everything from that side of your room, Sky.
Yeah,
we hear it all.
It's only funny when you're just trying to get shot.
Yeah, Scott,
It's so stupid.
It was stupid, but it was funny.
You can't hide Hausen from that.
No, it was fun. The punch to the dick is what sold it for me. I'm like, okay. Because he didn't crouch. He stood stock straight and punched laterally forward to the dick. That's what sold it for me.
To be fair, his eyes were at dick level.
No, that was the best part. It was just a drawback punch. It was the best low blow of any we've ever seen at WrestleMania. Fuck Shinsuke Nakamura. That punch to the dick was the best we've seen at WrestleMania. Hands down. Well, hands actually laterally. They weren't down. The hands weren't down. They were straight. They were straight. It wasn't
hands down. It was hands horizontal.
It was hands straight. But oh man. Oh, I'm fucking crying. That was funny. Oh god. And John Cena, ever the professional, is like, well, there's only one way to top that, with our main event. And then we proceeded to get 20 minutes of entrance. As it is the main event, as we try to compose ourselves, as it is CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, now for all of the marbles, the entire kit and or caboodle.
And or Wilson.
And CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. And while we wait the entire 22 minutes for the entrances to go through, which I skipped, by the way, because I'm like, oh, dear God, no. I had the switch from the middle of part 3 of the videos that I found to watch this on. I skipped half of that video, and by the time I got to part 4, that's how long the entrances were. It was 20-something minutes.
Okay, Sean, I get you doing that for Roman because Roman's entrance was nothing special. Did you at least see CM Punk's entrance?
I saw part of it.
You missed the best entrance of the weekend because you remember how last year how he had that great entrance in the middle, for the main event of WrestleMania, and it was kind of like a celebration of his career.
Yep.
We got another one, and guess what song he came to the ring with his usual song, but he was in the back walking, and they had cool aerial shots of him on top of the arena building, and showing 16-year-old CM Punk when he was in the Indies, and then when he was early WWE, and then to him now. Guess what song they used for that?
Tell me.
His ROH theme. I'm gonna butcher this. The Miseria Cantare song.
Are they able to do that?
They did. They paid the rights for it.
Yeah, they used it.
All right, fair enough.
It's a real song.
And it was great.
I appreciate that, because this is probably the one and only WrestleMania main event, night 2, main event Punk's gonna get. So I'm glad he got it. And boy, what a main event did he give us.
Dude.
I only wish we could have gotten this Fire Burns.
We got that.
Well, we got that last year, so I'm fine with it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
I do, but I was fine with it.
Dude,
even though I didn't watch it this year, but yeah.
This is my match of the year so far.
Dude, I'm not sure this won't win match of the year. Period. I mean, if Brock and Oba, which I will put in the honorable mentions of it because how much I loved and how perfect it was, picture perfect start to finish. This match was WrestleMania main event worthy. It was the best built. It was the most sensibly built of anything that they've done, that they did. Of all of the crap buildup that led to WrestleMania, this made sense. And they built it up well, and they knocked it out of the fucking park. And I will admit to you, boys, this match, I watched at normal speed.
There we go.
Oh my God.
I gave them the respect. Because these two, the build up to Rhea and Jade did not earn that. This earned it. This earned my attention of anything that they've done in all the build and all the frustration that went on with this. This deserved it.
Can I tell you my favorite part of this match?
Please do.
My favorite thing about this whole match, it was a straight up singles wrestling match between two of the best in the world today. There was zero outside interference.
It was so nice.
It was not radically overbooked. It was just a battle between two guys, and one of them eventually won.
Oh, so good.
You know how you were saying what made Brock...
When's the last time we ever got any of that?
Well, remember when you were talking about how, like, with Brock and Oba, the simplicity of it is what made it so good?
For sure.
Take that and just stretch it out into a 30-minute masterpiece of a match. This was long and great, and it was some great storytelling and psychology, but it was simple. They didn't needlessly overcomplicate it.
And they took it.
You say that, but there was one spot that I didn't like.
I know. It was kind of the Cody Brock thing at SummerSlam 2023, but we'll get to that.
Bloodline rules, baby. Roman Reigns is back on top. Bloodline rules.
If I don't have to hear the fucking bloodline one more time, it will be too soon.
Bloodline rules. As you know, this the only thing I did write down, if Roman is wearing right undies tonight, I'm 100% calling conspiracy. But I didn't see it. If he did, I didn't see it. But what was nice is when they started this match, they didn't come to blows like punches for a little while.
Yeah.
It took a while. They were doing holds and locks, lockups until...
I loved that, like, at the very beginning, they didn't do anything. They just started trash talking each other to each other's faces.
Yeah.
And then they started.
And they really took their time with this. The respect for rules all night, for the most part, was fantastic. I must admit,
By the way, Sean, I will confirm that it was only black undies.
All right, well, then, unfortunately, it's not going to be the trend, and maybe the title reign won't last as long. Because unless he wears red undies, there's the IWC. Oh no!
What do we do?
Oh shit!
What do we do?
Oh no! The IWC is after us again. God
damn it!
This is like the anonymous general manager angle for the podcast.
All right, as I am reading the message for the Raw general manager, this match was great.
Yeah, as better be. As Cole and Wade, I will say though, even though Cole had his issues, they were the right pairing for the commentary for WrestleMania this year. Is just having those two be the guys. Totally fine with that. I missed Roman Reigns' shit talking in the middle of matches.
Yep.
As mock me again, bitch. This ain't promo day.
You ain't on Twitter.
Yeah. As the pacing of this was just great. But Punk was being very braggadocious. He was definitely feeding into the crowd, kind of leaning into a heelish mannerism of his own. We will keep that thought in mind. As, you know, Punk was blurring the lines in a way that felt sensical and logical. Not like in the previous main event where it felt like nobody knew which they were supposed to be at any given time.
Yeah.
This felt kind of like they knew what they were doing.
This main event was the complete and total inverse. It's like everything that was wrong with the main event of night one, this is the opposite of like why everything about this main event was so good.
Yeah.
Like how
that's the thing is that night one's main event was TKO, night two was WWE.
Well,
exactly.
And they played to the duality of the building. And Punk did play because they were built to let's go. The IWC though, they're mad at me again. Dear God.
Again.
The IWC.
They're mad that I was slightly positive about night one.
I'm sorry.
I'm not changing my mind, damn it.
They're mad that we have the right to our opinion. They have told us we're not allowed to have those opinions.
It may be TKO.
Oh God. Imagine IWC and TKO angrily texting us.
Well,
like simultaneously.
Oh my God. That would be terrible. As notice that Danny Angles isn't the referee. That's reassuring, kinda. That and it really was. Actually, not amazingly. I love Danny Angler, by the way. I like him a lot. But every time I see him, I'm like, oh shit, there's gonna be some bullshit happening in this matchup. It's like you just know. It was nice not to have him and to know that it wasn't gonna be like that for this match. There was an ooh-ah, but Punk countered and it just ran at him.
I loved that.
Why has nobody done that before now?
I think CM Punk is quite possibly the best person to. Oh, now we've got a car going on.
CM Punk is stuck in traffic right now.
Yeah. But
no,
like, bro,
that's Seth Rollins broken down on the side of the road with his bum-ass steam jacket with too many holes in it. Somebody call AAA.
When Roman Reigns did the...
Oh, God.
Wow.
Anyway.
It took me a second. I got it. Damn it, Sean.
Anyway, go on, Joshua.
But, okay, like the ooh-ah...
I'm gonna get like 10 luchadors to lift my car up and take me where I need to go. Or is it gonna be the Danhausen midgets?
No, it'll be both.
It's a hodgepodge of the Danhausen midgets,
or the AJ Lee girls,
and the AJ
or
Lee.
The Rey Mysterio. It's gonna be the Rey Mysterio wrestlers, the Danhausen midgets, and the AJ Lee girls.
All three of them.
One of them's gonna punch me in the dick.
Oh, they're gonna, but they will tow your truck, tow that car for you.
One of them will punch you in the dick, and one of the girls will run away, realizing that this is stupid. But anyway, Roman got a ooh and almost a ah, but CM Punk, because he's a genius, it was so smart and so funny at the same time. He kneed him right in the face mid taunt, and to Sean's point, it's one of those things where it's like, why has no one thought of this yet?
Yeah, how did it take this long?
It's because it's CM Punk, and that's the most CM Punk thing he could have done.
True.
All right, I'm gonna make a reference that Sean's not gonna get, but Skylar will get. Skylar, do you remember when Ribrianne and her people were transforming in the Tournament of Power, and Android 17 just shot them in the face with an energy blast mid-transformation, and it was hilarious?
Yes.
That's what this was. It was same energy, as the kids would say, and I fucking loved it.
Well, and then Roman's on the outside, and we get a slow pay suicida.
Oh man!
And then the referee's outside. He's not even counting, and they kind of played that off because then he got back into the ring later, and then You know, and that's before all the rest of the stuff that we got in that. Then Roman Reigns gets off the announce table when Punk was going to go elbow him off it. Then they do a 1-2 on the apron, like the yay boo with a bunch of boots. Cole says the ref's letting a lot go, but he wasn't yet. He would very shortly, but not yet.
Not as much as he would let go in a second.
Yeah. Then we get the Tree of Woe Superman punches, which made Punk bleed from the mouth. How many times? Punk's mouth is made of fucking glass. Every
Honestly,
fucking match I see him in, he's got a busted lip.
Bro, he's turning into the Ilya Dragunov thing of where every single match that Ilya Dragunov has, he's bleeding profusely. Like every match.
I mean, guys, come on. It's like CM Punk is 47 and has been wrestling for over 25 years.
I love it. I love that I know that whenever CM Punk is like in a big time important match, someone's probably going to end up bleeding.
Hey, I'm not mad at
Is that
Jews.
predictable?
I'm not mad at Jews. I'm just saying he seems to get hard weight in the mouth a fucking lot. Is what is all.
Well, I loved the Tree of Woe, like in the corner outside the ring.
Me too.
And Roman was just peppering him with stiff ass looking Superman punches.
Yeah. Well, and then we get to the spot.
Yeah.
The steel steps that he hit Punk with as the referee saw it, and why didn't he get DQ'd? And Wade said it. Everybody said it. And the thing is like, they put unnecessary pressure on the referees in that situation. Like that's not fair to the ref to do that spot, you know. But it's not like the pressure that the AEW referees have, who do absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Which is why I said, you know what, Roman Reigns title match, Bloodline rules. He's got a lot of political power. That was the whole point. So I'm building my own canon here to say that that's why that was allowed.
If we're giving like Roman Reigns like rock powers, I guess, and like saying the referee, if you don't disqualify me, you're fired or something like that.
They mentioned The Rock a lot. Glad he didn't show up.
This is the only thing in this match that I was like, yeah, I could have done without that.
And also because like this match did not need that spot.
No, Punk already had the juice. It wasn't like they needed the steps to finish the deal. And besides,
like what is it about, like, because Braun Strowman got DQ'd once hitting John Cena with the steel steps, but we're going to allow Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes to do it?
It's the main event of WrestleMania. You know, I don't know.
It should have been DQ'd, the fans should have been mad, and they should have said, fuck you, TKO.
They still did.
Oh, wait, they already did.
Like, do you remember, like, that spot that Punk and Samoa Joe did several years ago where Joe has him and he basically gives him the Cesaro swing into the announce table and he goes under the announce table, then he comes up bleeding everywhere? They should have done something like that instead of using the steps. There's a million ways. Like, Randy Orton got juiced the previous night by getting slammed face first into the ring steps, which really doesn't make that much sense if you think about it, because on every WWE show ever, someone gets slammed face first into the ring steps. So why was this one bad? But they could have done a million different things besides smack him in the face with the steel steps.
But it was, all things considered, negligible, which is, I think, why they did it. And, I mean, again, unnecessary, but I think they were counting on it feeling overall negligible, which it was. You know,
I'm also going to guess if you're Samoan or black, you can get away with it.
Roman Reigns. Bloodline rules, baby. We're so back.
Yeah, Roman Reigns and Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Roman Rhodes. There's a tag team.
Oh, no. It should be Triple R. Roman Raheem Reigns.
God, there we go. Well, then we get the announce table spot.
Joshua, that's a new wrestler for you. Enjoy.
Oh, God.
Roman
Reigns and Cody Rhodes outfit.
Just have them do the fusion dance.
Make Roman Reigns a slightly darker shade of, black.
Why was this part of a show? Why did we do so much of this? We beat this horse to death. We have whipped this horse to death.
Sean, let's go back to the table spot you were talking about. Something else that's done to death.
Too many tables. There's too many tables.
But this one, this power bomb where like he launched Punk and Punk like bounced off the table that broke underneath him. That looked just devastating.
Yeah, Punk took a lot of pain punishment in this match.
Yeah.
Then we get an ooh-ah, we get a spear counter into a GTS, which was a 2 count, and then a spear, 2 count, and then, okay, now, this, okay, you either love this or hate this, depending on how you view it, but Lee Fitting, you know how you were saying that bird's eye view camera really helped the match in the ladder match? Lee Fitting goes to this spot where Roman Reigns spears CM Punk, and they do the shot. They do the bird's eye shot, and they go bam, spear. Roman Reigns goes for the cover, and as they go for the cover, Lee Fitting smash zooms down on the cover to the point where you can see 1, 2, and then Punk's eyes open up like fucking quarters, and he looks like fucking Jesus because he's got his arms splayed out and his legs down, and blood's everywhere. And blood's everywhere. The passion of the Punk has taken place. And editor, put the video or put the photo of that I screenshotted because I was laughing so hard when I saw this. I thought it was funny as fuck. Fuck Adam Cole and that crowd of thorns barbed wire. This is how you do it tastefully. As Lee Fitting, that was pretty funny. That was pretty funny. You got me with that one. As anyway, Roman Reigns smushes the head into the mat, and then Roman Reigns puts his hands and then whispers, and this made me laugh so fucking hard. It's past your bedtime. It's time to go to sleep. And it's past your bedtime. He's whispering it. I'm like, you can tell that he is like speaking so softly that the mics cannot pick it up, and it's cracking me the fuck up.
Roman's like, so good.
Like, it's past your bedtime. It's time to go sleepy night. As like, I've laid out your blankie for you and your milky. As it's
like Roman Reigns talking to any one of his kids, except it's 47-year-old CM Punk that he's calling basically Unk.
Roman Reigns is treating CM Punk like SpongeBob's grandma. And
the thing too is that like this whole feud is like Roman Reigns calling CM Punk old, but he's only 7 years older than him.
I know.
Like it's not like there's that big of a difference. It's not like a Oba Femi situation. Like Roman Reigns is not that far behind.
Well, and then Punk hits a Superman punch, and which was meh.
Sort of.
And then
he doesn't have the arm to make it impressive looking.
And then Punk goes and gets the Ulafala, and this was more of Punk kind of leaning into the heelish qualities of what he was doing, and he did this all matchup. As he was kind of leaning and playing both sides of the field here, and he took the Ulafala to wear out of disrespect. Then there was a spear into a guillotine.
I mean, here's the thing with CM Punk is that you kind of have to acknowledge, even when he is a babyface, he has a penchant for being, a punk. So he's going to do stuff to piss people off because, it's how he does it.
Yeah, he's very appropriately named.
And he really leaned into it, especially towards the end. The spear into the guillotine and then the roll through into the Anaconda Vice, which was then rolled in back into the guillotine. And then this whole sequence was amazing. Then the kick to the head after the sharpshooter attempt, right back into the guillotine, and then the double clothesline. It was just so good.
It was fantastic.
Then they do the on the knees 1-2, the yay boos. The selling here is just incredible. These two selling for each other is what made this match. Even though it went on for a long time, it never felt like it was dragging. Punk hits a low blow off throwing the tape.
Okay, I popped like because I was like, what is he doing?
Didn't expect that.
Yeah, it was one of those things where you're not sure where they're going with that, and then it makes sense when it gets to the point. And it was so quick too. Like he was so sneaky with it.
Yeah.
As soon as the referee's back was turned with throwing this, it was like, oh yeah, I'll get the tape, you dick. And he gets it out of the ring, and Punk as quick as possible. Low blow into the GTS. It was beautiful. I loved it. And Punk is such a good asshole.
And it's a great little sell of him like now doubting himself so much that he is so desperate that he has to go that far. He didn't expect, he didn't want to go that far, but he had to go that far. And it even though it's a heel move, I don't know if it necessarily turns him heel, you know, because it just shows a desperation rather than, you know, because this was a personal issue. This was a hatred for each other. Yeah. And I'm not sure Punk's turning heel. I don't think that was the direction that angle with Cody was meant to go in.
Oh, no. It's just Punk being Punk.
Right. And at this point, I'm like, what else could they do? Oh, a second announce table spot. and
okay. When this happened, I held my breath. I was like, oh, because I was having flashbacks from WrestleMania 29 where Punk tried this exact spot with The Undertaker and the table did not break and Punk's leg kind of did.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this time went way better.
Flawless even. And then Roman started yelling like Ric Flair and he started whining.
And then they had to bleep because he started swearing and I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
This is so good.
And then they get back into the ring. Punk hits a GTS on Roman and bounces off into the ropes into another GTS attempt. But Punk just gives, and this is where the selling is just so good. Because they're both selling mass exhaustion.
Yeah.
Like they've got nothing left in the tank. And it was so good here. And then the spear and the stare down, and then Punk just swipes at Roman, but he just doesn't have anything left. And Roman Reigns just gets to his feet and hits the rope-to-rope spear the second time, and that's the end of the match. And God, this was... and while there were a few loopholes in this was a fucking instant classic of a WrestleMania main event. I loved this match. And
me too.
The entirety of the crap-ass build to this WrestleMania, if you land the main event, it was worth it.
Yep.
And I really, really loved this match.
In many ways, this match kind of saved this WrestleMania.
Oh, 100%.
If this was a lesser quality main event, had the two main events switched around, this would be a hell of a worse show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
imagine if Cena and Cody closed night 1 last year and the triple threat that we all loved closed night 2. We'd be thinking way differently about 41. But this year, Punk and like night 2 as a whole was really good and saved the entire show, but the main event really stuck the landing.
Yeah. No, without a doubt, because they kept it to a minimum. It was exactly what it needed to be. It was not a Bloodline Rules match where it was all theatrics and it was 10 minutes of match and 30 minutes of drama class. You know, it was... And
besides the one steel stair spot, which is whatever, they didn't overuse weapons. They didn't have outside interferences like all the other matches. They had these guys... Also, no real, like, cheating either. It was just two guys who were wrestling, and that's what this ultimately needed to be. It needed to be a clean match more than anything else, because how many times have we gotten dirty matches in WrestleMania?
Yeah, and they needed this match. They really did. And this refreshed me a little bit, because this is allowing me to actually, like, give a shit, not a ton more, but a little bit more than I was before.
This whole night was really a show that WWE desperately needed, because we've been saying like SummerSlam was, SummerSlam was kind of Survivor Series was very much The Royal Rumble was Elimination Chamber was
Night 1 was
and night 2 was pretty damn good.
More importantly, I hate this fact, but you know, tell him when he's telling lies. Roman Reigns needs to be in the main event in order to make the show interesting.
Honestly, kinda.
Well, and that's no knock on Punk, because I think Punk did a great job with what he was given.
Roman was fantastic, but CM Punk was the best wrestler on planet Earth in this match.
You know, CM
Yes,
Punk.
but the thing though is that as much as I love CM Punk, Roman Reigns is the guy. Like
Yeah.
the whole show revolves around him. Cody Rhodes has tried his best, and he did carry the ball for a little while. But there's a reason why Roman Reigns is the tribal chief, and we all, salute him as the one.
Yeah, no, but Roman needed a belt. You know, and he's kind of one of those guys that he doesn't quite work without one. Weirdly, and it's a strange thing, and that's why I'm happy for this, and the fact that the crowd popped the way it did, and this was great. This was great, and let's get to ratings. And because I went last on night 1, I will go first here on night 2 and say I wasn't going to watch the ladder match, but the rest of the show was good enough for me to want to go back and enjoy a match that I otherwise wouldn't. So overall, this night was great. The best matches were the first match and the last match, but everything had something to contribute. And including the attendance figure segment, which I knew was going to be Miz-filled, but there's always some sort of laugh to get out of that, and I was not disappointed. As this WrestleMania was fun, and yes, there were little goobers and picadillos that I had on the night, but in comparison to night 1, it is a night and day. 9 out of 10. If you keep giving me WrestleManias like this, I will still be masochistically attached to you, you fucking bitches. JoshAgeddon or Skylar, I don't care who goes next.
Well, you said me first. Me next. I thought this show was very, very good. Like it, even though I liked night 1, this by match 2, it had already blown night 1 completely out of the water. And then I could have given Sammy and Trick a couple more minutes. It did feel a little abrupt, but the right result, the correct result. We didn't need the Finn and Dominic thing to be a street fight, but whatever. Again, same with Sean, just little nitpicks here and there. The opener was fantastic. Exactly what it needed to be. Could not have been any better. And the main event is match of the year contender. And won't be surprised if it is the match of the year, like that we agree on, or like whatever we vote on at the end of the year. This WWE needed this show. They really, really did, because we've all been very down on it since Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. I'm sick of saying this because they'll have a good show, and I'm like, maybe they're crawling out of the muck and mire, and then they retreat back into the shadows. WWE, please crawl out of the rut that you've been in for a while. And also, this, like, night 1 and night 2 should just be a clear indicator. TKO, stay the fuck out of the business. Seriously. Ari Emanuel, you don't know anything about wrestling. Whenever you get involved, shit hits the fan, and it's not great. When Triple H is motivated and the team is motivated and the company is motivated, they can turn out good shit. So just let them do that. So I will concur with Sean. I'm also giving this a 9 out of 10.
All right, Skylar. It's time to wrap it up.
Skylar, it's your turn. I'm passing you the baton.
Oh, I'll take the baton. I wish I could be with you guys as high as you guys are, but I just can't come up to a 9. As much as I want to like this show, and there were several things to like, including the main event and several of the matches too, I did have to skip a 6-man ladder match. The segment was dumb, stupid humor. There's only a certain amount I can take, even though I was laughing at Sean's description. Let's be honest, Sean. Your description of the segment was funnier than the segment itself. Okay? And that's a talent because you're a very, very good orator, as I like to say.
That.
And the thing for me is that this show was great, but I still can't go full mast because the ads are nonstop bullshit. segmented
fairly,
show
we
having the
skipped
first
all that.
hour be on ESPN and the rest of it being on their streaming services, whatever, having to pay extra to watch these shows. And I imagine like the live experience was probably worse, especially if you're in a nosebleed and can't see shit. I agree that this was the best thing that WWE has done in a while. I agree that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Damn, I went into a time warp. I agree that Roman Reigns and CM Punk is probably a match of the year contender and probably going to win match of the year. The only thing that kind of hurts this is that I don't know if this is going to last. And that's the problem with WWE is that they do one thing good one time to make you think it's different. It's the abusive ex-girlfriend concept all over again. With that, I have to go with an 8 out of 10. I just can't go up the full 9s. If it had not been so many stupid ads, and if I didn't have to sit through a 6-man ladder match, I'd probably give it a higher score. Well, but 8's the highest I can go.
Well, see, that's the thing. That 8's respectable, first of all, but also we remember that I'm watching most of this show at 1.5 speed, and I'm not watching most of the ads. You know, I'm cutting most, and I'm not
watching
paying
a legal stream.
Yeah,
we're doing a combination of Daily Motion, YouTube highlights, and whatever sources we can get this show. We're not watching it. We're also not watching it as it's happening anymore. That's not.
No, dude. If I paid for this and watched it live, this would not have touched.
It would have been torturous. It would have been torturous.
I might have given it a 7.
But you know, but that's the interesting thing, that we found ways to find and alter our experiences to at least make it at least more digestible in a way that is easier to palate. And I want to try and do that for the rest. I do want to still do the check-in series, but we have been going for a long time. So I'm going to say good night, gentlemen. This has been a hell of a couple of podcasts, or one enormous podcast for the Totally Awesome Podcast. Thank you both for your wonderful insights, and we will continue doing what we do, and what we do next, we're not sure. Oh, that's right. There's territory trivia coming up. And
whenever I decide to do my own trivia.
That's right. We've got multiple trivias coming up, including some reviews of shows that you might not be expecting. So stay tuned for all of that, and we will be right back right after this.